1 minute to 6. I try to close my mind to what is happening this minute to Charlie. I try just to think of Charlie as he was at home, as we all were. But all I can see in my mind are the soldiers leading Charlie out into the field. He is not stumbling. He is not struggling. He is not crying out. He is walking with his head held high, just as he was after Mr. Munnings caned him at school that day. Maybe there's a lark rising, or a great crow wheeling into the wind above him. The firing squad stands at ease, waiting. 6 men, their rifles loaded and ready, each one wanting only to get it over with. They will be shooting one of their own, and it feels to them like murder. They try not to look at Charlie's face. Charlie is tied to the post. The padre says a prayer, makes a sign of the cross on his forehead, and moves away. It is cold now, but Charlie does not shiver. The officer, his revolver drawn, is looking at his watch. They try to put a hood over Charlie's head, but he will not have it. He looks up to the sky and sends his last living thoughts back home. Present. Ready. Aim. He closes his eyes, and as he waits, he sings softly. Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's. Under my breath, I sing it with him. I hear the echoing volley. It is done. It is over. With that volley, part of me has died with him. I turn back to go to the solitude of my hay barn, and I find I am far from alone in my grieving. All over the camp, I see them standing to attention outside their tents. And the birds are singing. I am not alone that afternoon either, when I go to Walker Camp to collect his belongings, and to see where they have buried him. He would like the place. He looks out over a water meadow down to where a brook runs softly under the trees. They tell me he walked out with a smile on his face, as if he were going for an early morning stroll. They tell me that he refused the hood, and that they thought he was singing when he died. 6 of us who were in the dugout that day stand vigil over his grave until sundown. Each of us says the same thing when we leave. Bye, Charlie. The next day the regiment is marching up the road towards the Somme. It is late June, and they say there's soon going to be an almighty push, and we're going to be part of it. We'll push them all the way to Berlin. I've heard that before. All I know is that I must survive. I have promises to keep. Postscript. In the First World War, between 1914 and 1918, over 290 soldiers of the British and Commonwealth armies were executed by firing squad, some for desertion and cowardice, 2 for simply sleeping at their posts. Many of these men, we now know, were traumatized by shell shock. Court-martials were brief, the accused often unrepresented. To this day, the injustice they suffered has never been officially recognized. The British government continues to refuse to grant posthumous pardons.